Hello! In this video we're going to look at some of the instruments in the percussion family. Percussion instruments are the ones that make sounds when you hit them, or shake them, or scrape them. When people talk about percussion instruments, they usually divide them into two families. One called tuned percussion instruments, and the other one untuned percussion instruments. Tuned percussion instruments are the ones that are capable of playing actual notes, or pitches, to use the word that musicians would use to describe the height of a note. I can play the note C, for example, on a xylophone, or this glockenspiel, or this timpani drum. One of the most familiar tuned percussion instruments is the xylophone, which has bars made out of wood. It's laid out in much the same way as a piano keyboard. These bars closest to me are a bit like the white notes on the piano, and the notes at the top, arranged in groups of 2 and 3, are like the black keys on the piano. And this is what the xylophone sounds like. Because the sound made by these bars disappears very quickly, if xylophone players want to play longer notes, they often use a technique called a roll, which is what I did with the top note there, where both sticks are used to keep the sound going. Something like that. I'm not a xylophone player. Closely related to the xylophone is the marimba, which has wider, bigger bars and therefore produces a more resonant, richer, deeper sound. Let's have a listen to the xylophone and the marimba in action. Another very common tuned percussion instrument is the glockenspiel. The glockenspiel's bars are made of metal and they make a very high, tinkly sound like this. A close relation of the glockenspiel is the vibraphone. The vibraphone is a bigger instrument and therefore produces a lower sound. It sounds a bit more mellow and it's used a lot in jazz music. Let's have a listen to what the glockenspiel and the vibraphone sound like when they're played by proper percussionists. These very large drums, which are called timpani drums, also play pitches or notes. You should be able to hear that this one here sounds higher than this one here. you can change the pitch of these drums by changing how tight the skin is. On modern timpani drums like this is achieved with a pedal down the bottom. I operate the pedal with my foot, and when I press the pedal down, the skin is made tighter and the sound of the note goes up. Timpani drums like this are used in bands and orchestras, where you will perhaps find 2, 3, 4, or very occasionally even 5 different timpani drums, ranging in size, the smaller ones playing the slightly higher notes and the very large ones playing the very lowest notes. The timpani feature famously in a piece of music by Richard Strauss, which was used as a film theme for the film 2001: A Space Odyssey. Let's have a listen to that. Tuned percussion instruments then play notes that we can sing back, and they're capable of playing tunes. Untuned percussion instruments are the ones that make noises rather than pitches. In other words, it would be impossible to sing back the sound made by an untuned percussion instrument, like this cymbal, for example. No matter how hard I try, there's no way my voice can produce that kind of sound. Here are some other famous untuned percussion instruments. The tambourine, the triangle, maracas, the bongo drums, the claves, the agogo, the cowbell, the woodblock, and of course the drum kit, which is made up of a bass drum, hi-hat, snare drum, tom-toms, and a cymbal or two. Here's what the drum kit sounds like. Let's have a listen to some more of these untuned percussion instruments in bands and orchestras.